All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Vibes for April 8th. Please see the source below, as I'm not responsible for the composition of this research, and remember that nothing on this channel is financial advice. If you are finding the channel for the first time, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so that you're notified when we go live, which is every day that the market is open. All right, so jumping in here, Federal Reserve policymakers were united in the view that the U.S. economic recovery was far from complete when they met last month, according to the minutes of the meeting. While recent data has shown a strong improvement in the labor market, the economy remains far from the bank's goal of maximum employment and sustainable 2% inflation. There will be another check on the labor market at 8:30 a.m. this morning when weekly jobless claims numbers are released. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen expanded on the tax proposals that were released last week in President Biden's $2.25 trillion economic infrastructure plan. The proposal includes the already telegraphed corporate tax hike to 28% and the removal of incentives for companies to shift investments and profits abroad. The Treasury said the latter would add about $700 billion to federal revenue over the next decade. The U.S. is also trying to unblock talks at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development over global taxation of digital revenues. The proposal calls for taxing rights to be allocated based on revenue generated within a specific country. It does not target tech companies in particular. Okay, hot spots here. So new infections in India rose to a daily record of more than 126,700 cases, with the country's fight against the virus beset by vaccine shortages. Canada's biggest province, Ontario, declared a state of emergency, including a 4-week stay-at-home order. In the United States, the UK variant is now the most common strain, according to the CDC. The number of vaccinations delivered globally passed 700 million in the countries tracked by Bloomberg. And looking at the markets here, so the dovish outlook from the Fed is keeping investor optimism alive amid the regular reminders that the pandemic is far from done. That's an interesting point that I agree with. It is just kind of funny that, and we'll see in a second, that our favorite Fed Chair Jerome Powell's contribution to a panel on the global economy at the IMF spring meeting at 12 p.m. So anytime this guy's name's been in the news, that's had a bigger impact than some really scary numbers about outbreaks and deaths in different countries and vaccine issues. Investors haven't seemed to care as much about that as they have whenever the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's name makes it into headlines. So we'll have to watch for that, as unfortunately that trend may be likely to continue today, but we will see. It's certainly possible that people have realized that what we talked about up here, the Fed doesn't want to touch anything until the markets are truly recovered, but we'll see. Coming up, events to watch for: minutes from the most recent European Central Bank meeting at 7:30 a.m. Could be interesting for the bond market, looking for clarity on the bank's asset purchase plans. St. Louis Fed President James Bullard and Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari speak later. The main event, as we mentioned, for today, for monetary policy watchers, will be Fed Chair Jerome Powell's contribution to a panel on the global economy at the IMF spring meeting at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, looking at some indices here. So yesterday, not crazy, fairly neutral overall. Decent move on the FTSE, which, if you remember yesterday, it's kind of what we expected based on looking at futures and just how European markets were poised to perform yesterday. American markets, we said fairly neutral. We always said slightly bullish to slightly bearish on the day. I think that was fairly accurate. NASDAQ was the biggest loser, lost about 0.07%. The Dow was up 0.05%, and the S&P 500 up 0.15%. The Russell 2000 did erase a little bit of the recovery that it's been making. It was down about 1.60%, and the crypto large cap index hit pretty hard, down 3.68%, which makes it down 4.15% on the month. Still up 92.5% on the year. On the 1 month and year time frame, all these indexes look pretty healthy. Nothing too concerning here. Peeking at futures for the day, nothing insane for the Dow, just up about 0.02%. The S&P 500 up about 0.33%. The NASDAQ up 0.93%, so that'll be interesting to watch. And the FTSE up about 0.25%. Commodities, so West Texas Intermediate crude down 0.75%, Brent crude down 0.5%, gold up 0.32%, and for all my corn followers out there, we are up 0.13%. Currencies right here, if anyone cares, and these are just the current rates, Fed current rates here, Fed target rates, prime mortgage rates, and unemployment rates. These haven't changed in a while. Looking at bonds, so the U.S. 10-year gained 1.67 basis points yesterday, which for the month makes it down actually about 2.82 basis points, and on the year up 5.41 basis points. So we'll keep an eye on that, but no crazy movement in the 10-year bond market either. Daily outlook for today, kind of the same as yesterday. So I would say I'm skewing slightly to the bullish side today, but we'll see. There's just it's so hard to say sometimes, especially when markets really are reacting irrationally to just seeing this guy's name in the news. So I would like to say that I'm bullish on the day, but you just never know with how people are going to respond to that man's name. So we'll see. Definitely be interesting to watch, but that's going to do it for this video. So if you guys made it all the way through this video, I would ask that you please drop me a comment below what you guys are going to be watching today. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Recommend hitting the bell so you're notified when we go live or post videos of certain stocks that you should be watching out for. And Weenie will be jumping into live streams today and every day that the market's open, opening that stream about 30 minutes before the markets do open. So please come check us out there. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We look forward to talking to you in our Discord. All right, talk to you later.